amid rising unemployment, hyperinflation, and worsening standard of living, which has impacted the mental health of millions of Nigerians. Many enterprising youth are leveraging their talent and digital space to put smiles on people's faces and earn decent living. The growing rate of skit making in Nigeria is said to have become the fastest growing industry in the country entertainment space, providing more than 4 million annual jobs with a potential to create an additional 2.7 million jobs by 2025. Now, despite the huge impact of skit making in providing jobs for many Nigerian youth, some experts say the entire creator economy to which skit making belong is still underutilized in Nigeria. To discuss more on these as we address all the grey areas in the Nigerian creative economy space, I am now being joined live virtually by comedian, actor and brand influencer Damilare Oluwasegun, popularly known as Ashiri. Dami, good morning. Many thanks for joining us on the show.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning. It's great to be here this morning. Good morning.
Finally, I know we had an earlier schedule, but then again, something happened, but finally we got you. So, Dami, we have a lot to talk about, and then we have little time. Let us go straight into our topic of business today now. Let's start with your assessment of the state of the Nigerian creative sector and the huge impact it is playing on the Nigerian economy. What do you have to say?
Yeah, basically the creative economy in Nigeria, it's actually driving it's doing a lot for the economy in the sense that usually a lot of youths that ordinarily they won't have source of income in the last 3, 4, 5 years through their monetized channels and all this content, they have been able to find a means of livelihood, and in the process an economy has started in that sector. An average skit maker will have nothing less than 10 to 15 people on his or her payroll per time when he's shooting. He is paying the cameraman, usually they can be 2, he's paying the makeup artist on set, he's paying the driver that is transporting them. So already it is a very strong employer of labor. So it's playing a very positive role.
Okay, great. I like that. Let's talk about skit making, which is one aspect of the creative sector that you are involved in. Now, over the years, skit making in Nigeria has become a huge industry that has also been widely accepted by Nigeria and also all over the world, with the potential of creating more than 4 million jobs annually. What do you think is responsible for the exponential growth of this sector?
Yeah, it's, dated back to 2017, 2018, when we started then, the days of 15 seconds video on IG, when it has not even been, it wasn't as lucrative like this. It wasn't as lucrative as this. But we can trace it to the dispensation we are in, and the fact that the youths, as a youth in Nigeria, your options are limited. So when it comes to, it's either you are creative or you're broke. That's it. That's an instance. And of course, Nigeria is a very interesting country in that there are always pointers you can use to generate content. So internet played a role. There's so many ISPs now. And the fact that, okay, mobile phones and smartphones, they're all around. And the age we are in, we're in the age of the Gen Zs, where they can virtually make content from anything that is going on. So basically, our daily life is now a content, and it doesn't necessarily have to be even a comedy content. From being a food blogger to being a lifestyle therapist, so the options are just we're in the internet age, we're in the content world, and everyone is trying to get a bite of this gold mine.
Okay, so let me even ask this question now. I'm also guilty of the fact that anytime I go on social media, if I have jobs to do online, I get distracted by skits and other stuff I see online, and I have no choice but just to pay attention to it, because for me it's a form of relaxation and also another form of also entertaining myself. But then again, what will you say has led to the growing to the growth of consumers' attention to skits to watching skits and stuff like that online now, despite the fact that even data is no longer cheap. So people will not mind to eat, but they don't mind. Some people don't mind spending their last naira, their last card, on subscribing for data. Instead of using the money to do some other things, they would rather use that same money to subscribe for data just to get themselves entertained with some of this content they see online. What is influencing the growth of consumer appetite on skits that we see online?
Is the hunt for happiness. There's a whole lot of pressure all around us. There's a whole lot of pressure. There's a whole lot going on with the economy. There's a whole lot going on with the transition in leadership. There's a whole lot going on in everyone's individual lives. So basically, an average person wants to unwind. An average person wants to diffuse. An average person wants to decompress. So no matter how, and there's no amount is too much to pay for happiness. So you had a long day, you've done this, you've done that, you had targets to make. That 3 minutes that takes you out of that 1-2 minutes that takes you out of the reality, out of the rigors of your work. It's a whole lot on your mental health. It's a whole lot on your well-being. And people will do anything to achieve that. So that's a factor. The fact that everyone is looking for loopholes, they're looking for opportunities to unwind. And this is why skits will continue to proliferate.
Okay, great. You did make mention of mental health, and I'm really concerned here as to how the impact of comedy, how does comedy actually help in dealing with depression and stress? Can you share some impact with us? Can you just highlight some of the key points on how comedy, skit making, pranks that Nigerians watch online helps them deal with depression and stress?
For instance, when I started comedy in 2009, then comedy basically used to be a case of you go on stage, you want to make people laugh, no matter the topic you are navigating. Now, comedy has evolved such that there are not gray areas. There are matters you would rather not talk about if you know you won't be able to balance it. There are times when people fully talk about disability, people fully talk about some sensitive issues. Now, I once had a show one time. The reason why I'm saying this story, when one of the comedians did a material on disabled, on people with disability. Yes, and this person came backstage, and she said this person had a disability, and she said this is the one moment she came out to enjoy herself, decompress and forget her worries, and somehow you still find a way to attack me. So the point I'm making is that mental health and comedy has gone from just jesting. It's not social commentary. It's now a means of sensitization. It's now a means of education. So while at it, you are conscious of not crossing lines. You are conscious of not making jokes that can land some other people in depression while you are trying to make while you are trying to make other people laugh. So comedy still remains a tool for mental health. It remains a tool for people coping, a coping mechanism. Medically, when you are laughing, there are a lot of hormones that are being released into your system. We all know that. There's nobody that is laughing that doesn't feel good. You become energized. Everyone likes to walk up to a smiling boss. That's exactly how it works. And this is why skit making, comedy, or speaking, I have a submission for ban. It is unscripted. Okay. But going all around and picking on innocent member of the public and trying to scare them, trying to raise their blood pressure, I'm not totally a fan of that. There are a lot of ways around making people happy without necessarily making them the subject.